update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the darn stankin' TA. All right. First things first. I'm going to point this out. You have very anemic volume going on, which just means you have the dead volume going on. Let's just see. We have 48 minutes left in the trading session. It is currently 3:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Market closed at 4. Let's see what happened in the last hour yesterday. All right, so the last hour was right here. You had volume of 9.6 million. Well, right now, on today, you are at 43.2 million. Yesterday, you were at 64.2 million. If we get the same volume spike at the end of the day, that 9 to 10 mil volume spike, guys, we're going to have another day of decreasing volume when you went up and made a high. You continue this slow grind up, which means nothing has changed. All right. And even if you do pop your head above here, I'm just going to point out, I'm looking for sellers, like big time sellers, to step in right here from 440 to 449. All right. I don't know where in this range, if you pop your head up into it, I don't know where in this range they're going to drastically shove you back down here. But that is exactly what I'm looking for. All right. I do think we're going to have this sell off. All right. Now, do I think you're going to sell to a new low? No. I think, what we're seeing right here, I think it's definitely going to get a retracement. All right. Whether that be from here or slightly higher at 440, I have absolutely no idea. I think it's likely that it's going to happen right here. And I know a lot of people are probably online. I haven't seen it because I've done my best to not pay attention online. I don't really go on Twitter too much at this point. All right. But I'm going to tell you right here, a lot of people are probably going to share this because I imagine a lot of other chartists out there are going to be looking at the same exact thing, which is the inverse head and shoulders. All right. So I am bullish on the pullback, considering we did just have a 6% up week. And, let's just look at this, all right? Yeah, the 6% up week. We were looking for at least a match what we've had in the past, which was right here was the last one. All right, and from there, you ended up having a $8 pullback. We did not get our $8 pullback, so that was that. You have one right here. Okay, there's that. I know there's some that I'm missing right here. We have one right here, one right here, one right here. What happened here? You had like a very large pullback the next week. It was $16 right here. You pulled back, I think it was 1.5% off the top of my head, 1.6%, pretty close there. All right, and right here, this was the exception where you kept going up. But once you found your peak, you died. All right, so that's what I'm saying. If we are going to continue this slow grind up here, guess what? You're getting ready for that rug pull. All right. Do you want to have that all happen in one straight go? I don't. All right. I want to be able to confidently buy that dip. All right. And then we're going to ride it back up into this zone. So that's honestly my my preferable scenario, but also my most likely scenario. I think you're going to continue stalling out here right in your supply zone we've been calling out. All right. You did break out from this parallel descending channel. So as you see, our arrow would also be back testing this. All right, I think we probably come in with a wick here. All right, but let me just smack that 200 daily moving average on. And guess what? That's what we got right here. All right, guys, so we have left a lot of gaps open. Oh, not a lot. We have 3 gaps open. All right, I think we're at least going to be filling 2 of these gaps. All right, I think this is going to be a zone of interest right here, an area of interest, I guess we could call it. All right, you have the 200 daily moving average. If we smack on another indicator here, which I don't know if it's, yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. All right, then we're going to make that 20. Okay, we're going to make this a 20 DMA. We'll make it orange. Okay, we'll make it orange just like that. So as you can see, all right, if you come back down here for the back test, all right, you're going to fill this gap. You're going to back test the 20 DMA. You're going to back test the 200 DMA. And you're going to back test your broken descending parallel channel. All right. We have a lot of confluence going on here in this area. So I think it's extremely likely that that is where buyers would step back in on this pullback. All right, guys. Absolutely nothing has changed. We have another day of dead volume with this slow grind. I am still looking for a rug pull. All right. Now, what could this rug pull look like? Well, I'm looking for something to engulf all of these candlesticks. Or you put in a topping tail. So far, we have neither. All right, but that would be the signal that we're about to have some continuation off of that move to the downside. All right, I wanted to see a spinning top, a shooting star, a gravestone doji, or just a big fat bearish engulfing candlestick. That's what I really want as a signal. All right, you had this bearish engulfing candlestick. It marked the beginning of the end. All right, we could do something like this. All right, but you know, I'm just saying, you're continuing this slow grind here for days at a time. We didn't do this over here. You had 3 days of a slow grind, all right, off of low and declining volume. And then you started seeing selling volume pick up. The sellers started stepping in. Over here, guys, we're still going with this declining volume, right? This is 4 days. Well, 3 days of declining volume. So you know what? I guess it's pretty similar to right here. I'm still looking for that rug pull. All right, that's what I want to make very clear here. I'm still looking for the rug pull. Now, I will acknowledge NASDAQ did end up breaking out from its bull flag that we were paying attention to for quite some time, which a lot of people, I bet, did not think this thing was going to break to the upside. Well, guys, why do you think we're so bullish on this dip down here? It didn't matter if you held up here, if you made a higher low, or you came down. You had areas to be buying that dip, and you were just literally going to put another touch point along this. There you go. All right, so someone is mowing their lawn. I'm sorry if you guys hear that. Let me hold up real quick. There you go. Hopefully you guys did not hear someone using the weed whacker or something like that. I don't know. Neighbors using a weed whacker. It was pretty loud to me, and I got headphones on, so I hope you guys didn't hear it. All right, regardless, we're looking for that pullback. All right, now let's go over some individual charts here. Okay, after we finish taking a look at the indices, you have DIA. Again, the pattern of this dying volume on this run up, and you're stalling right here at resistance. QQQ, you're still right here at resistance. I want to make that clear. I still think you're going to get this pullback. I really do. SPY, right here at resistance with that decreasing volume. IWM, all right. Why is IW down 1% today while the others are not? All right, because we have a risk-off environment. All right. If it was risk on, IWM would not be down 1%. I want to make that clear. All right, now, Mr. VIX, you are giving up your zone here. So unless you give, you know, an end of the day spike over here on Mr. VIX, we get a sell-off on SPY or SPX. That's what this is, you know, correlated with. Well, inversely correlated with, I guess we could say. And guess what? You're going to lose this break and retest zone. All right, so that is something to take a note of. All right, so we're going to delete that arrow because I don't know. I still think, you know, you're probably going to get that rug pull, and this thing's probably going to get a spike, but maybe they had a false breakdown before that takes place. All right, now we can see right here, bearish divergence on ES. I think we have a bearish divergence now on NQ as well. All right, we do have an ever so slight bearish divergence going on from that touch point. Not touch point, but that point. All right, to that point right there. All right, higher high, lower high. We have the divergence here on ES that ended up marking the bottom. All right, and you had two chances at playing this bottom. All right, right here. You got this little guy, ended up marking a 2% rally. All right, and then you had this big guy, but also with that little guy, and that ended up marking what we just saw, that 6 to 7% rally. Guess what? You now have what produced this 2% pop over here. Are we about to get the 2% drop? All right. That would bring us back to literally back testing the trend line. This is what I'm talking about, guys. All right. I'm looking for a move down, but then I'm looking for it to be bought up. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, right? We'll adjust as we go. We'll play this thing level by level. But guys, this thing has gone straight up. It's not natural. You can go look back. You're not going to find something where you have this many gap ups. QQQ, again with a gap up. Did we have one today? I swear if we did have another one today. That's ridiculous, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gap ups. You understand what I'm talking about? 9 gap ups. Okay? They're literally just slowly squeezing the shorts here and applying as much pressure as possible. And at some point, they're going to let go of the trigger. And it's going to go like that. How do I know they are just slowly squeezing the shorts? They're intentionally doing this. You have the low volume, guys. Buyers are not behind this. They're not. So I want to make that extremely clear here. They're just not there. We've been calling this out for a few days now, and it just continues. All right, now let's look at some individual tickers. Amazon, same trend. Microsoft, Same trend. All right. Nvidia, even bigger trend, except, you know, it's negative. The negative trend we got going on, but we do have this breakout. I expect sellers to step in right here. All right. And you're probably going to see a lot of people calling for double top. I'm going to, you know, call for inverse head and shoulders. All right. Boom. It's actually going to be going like that. All right. Something like that. Or we could keep her going. Goog, decreasing volume. Apple, not decreasing volume. So I will point that one out. All right. Apple has been the strong mover here, but you are actually right at resistance. So I do want to point that out right here. That is where you're stalling out here with your spinning top, but you are above it. So that is what I want to point out. Maybe you are flipping it. I don't know. I think Apple goes a lot higher, but I think we get a pullback. I really do, guys. I really do. Across the board, I don't think it's looking too good. I really don't. Oh, Meta, again. Guys, the mega caps, they all have this decreasing volume. We should be expecting a rug pull at some point. You're not going to go back in history. All right, go find another spot where you had 9 gap ups on QQQ. Why do you have 9 gap ups going on right now? All right, that like without pullback. That's what I want to make very clear. Without any sort of pullback, you've not only had an insane move, but you're also just consecutively just gapping up day after day. All right, that is not normal. I'm just going to point that out there. All right, even on this move down, you didn't consecutively get gap downs. All right, that was a pretty strong move down. All right, over here, you didn't, look at this. You didn't gap up this whole way. Not at all. It was chop. Okay, go look back. You're not going to find it over here. All right, that's the move I was saying. Like, hey, guys, you know, that's what, if we're going to get into, you know, SPY 440, 450, we can take a look at this as a reference right here, right? You did end up going higher this week right here. And then the next week, you end up stalling out. So that wouldn't be this week, but it would be next week. You're going to put in a topping tail. And then you're going to have a really large sell-off. Then, since we're going to be referencing this because it would be playing out like that, you could be a lot more bearish. Okay? But yeah, I'm just pointing out, guys, we've had absolutely no pullback still. And that's why I say nothing has changed. All right? I'm going to leave it at that. Because I know a lot of our recent videos have literally been talking about that. Because, again, do you see what SPY is doing? It's slowly grinding up. You have had, like, no movement from here to here. $5 of range. $5 of range. And what does that come after, guys? That move. $20 of range in 4 bars. Well, it's 5 bars, all right? I don't know why it says that. All right? But in a week's time, you had $20. Now, give it another week's time, you had $5 of range. Don't make sense to me. All right. I think they are preparing you like this. All right, guys. So I know a lot of people probably could be getting short. Maybe the sheep are getting short, but I'll tell you right now, guys, I'm just looking at my TA to make my decisions. And I can tell you, you know, I like to think I'm not a sheep. All right. The sheep were getting short down here. We knew under 420. All right. That was your buying opportunity. You were entering the golden pocket. Okay. Then you literally tapped the golden pocket and you just shot up. All right. Did I think it was going to be that explosive? No, I don't think anybody could have expected that. I really can't. But did we expect some sort of, you know, strong ass move to the upside that was going to squeeze out a bunch of shorts? Damn right we did. You literally tapped it right there, which that's why I think you're going to, all right, even if you don't stall it here, you're going to come slightly up and then you're going to have bears stepping in at 440. All right. Which actually might be 441. It's around 440, all right? So, like, you know, upside's now limited. I was saying downside's limited, upside's now limited, okay? That's where my head's at. With that being said, I'll catch you all in the next one. Everybody have a lovely rest of your day. And I thank you all for being here with me and taking the time. And with that being said, I will catch you all in the next one. Get bullish on Baba's pullback. Peace.